Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie, includes a scene where Adrian is writing letters for friends and family as he contemplates taking his own life, and it is a bittersweet reminder that Ambrose should be in the sequel. A sequel to Mr. Monk's Last Case has not been confirmed, although both the cast and the creatives would be open to return. Given how Mr. Monk's Last Case's ending sees Adrian deciding to get back to work, getting the band back together for another adventure should not be difficult, at least in terms of the story. Although Monk's cast had reunited in 2020 for a 4-minute-long web episode about how Adrian was dealing with the pandemic, a proper reunion would only happen 2 years later for the first-ever Monk movie. Set 14 years after the events of Season 8, Mr. Monk's Last Case gave Adrian one of its most personal cases yet, the death of his stepdaughter's fiancé. That said, the focus of the film was not so much on the case as it was on Adrian Monk's mental health. Monk considered taking his own life and wanted to let Ambrose a note. Ambrose should be in Mr. Monk's Last Case too if it ever happens. Ambrose Monk is too great of a character not to be revisited. Monk writing letters. Ambrose Monk is neither featured nor mentioned in Mr. Monk's Last Case, but he is referenced toward the end of the film when Adrian is writing letters to important people in his life. One of Monk's goodbye letters was to Ambrose, and it's impossible to say what the content was. Considering that almost 2 decades had passed since the last time we saw Adrian and Ambrose on screen together, it's difficult to imagine what their relationship was like in 2024. However, Mr. Monk's Last Case acknowledging Ambrose is a reminder that John Turturro's character should be on the sequel if it happens. Not only is Ambrose one of the few family members Adrian has left, but a sequel would have to bring something different yet exciting compared to the first movie. Apart from showrunner, there are not many Monk characters whose appearance in Mr. Monk's Last Case 2 would be as exciting as Ambrose's. Ambrose was one of Monk's best characters despite not appearing much. Ambrose had 2 episodes dedicated to him in Monk. John Turturro only appeared in 3 Monk episodes, one of which was a celebration of the show's 100th episode with brief special appearances from certain characters. Still, Ambrose made his mark on the show and is one of the most beloved Monk characters. Ambrose was a fascinating character on his own, but he also offered some amazing insight into what Adrian was like years before the events of the show, including as a kid Ambrose was written to be similar to Monk in a lot of ways, from his many phobias to the way he dressed. However, he never felt like a parody or a gimmick character. Part of it has to do with Turturro's performance. The Emmy-winning actor played Ambrose with both sweetness and sadness. This is why having Ambrose Monk back in a potential Mr. Monk's Last Case Monk movie sequel would be so exciting.